Have you ever wondered how an individual's birthplace can become a subject of debate among historians? Such is the case with Myles Standish. Born in the year 1584, the exact location of his birth has been a point of contention. Some historians suggest he was born in Lancashire, a county in northwest England, known for its rich history and beautiful landscapes. Others, however, propose the Isle of Man, a self-governing British Crown dependency located in the Irish Sea between England and Ireland. This uncertainty over Standish's birthplace adds a layer of mystery to his already intriguing life story. Yet despite this disagreement, one thing is certain. Whether it was the rolling hills of Lancashire or the rugged coastline of the Isle of Man that first greeted him, both places could have shaped the man who would later play a significant role in the early years of the Plymouth colony. Despite these disagreements, what's not up for debate is the significant role Myles Standish played in the early years of the Plymouth colony. Before his journey to the New World, Myles Standish had a military career that remains shrouded in mystery. He was a soldier, but the specifics of his service in the Low Countries, a region that includes modern-day Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg, are largely unknown. What we do know, however, is that his military expertise caught the attention of the Pilgrims, a group of religious separatists looking to start a new life across the ocean. While in Leiden, Holland, Standish was hired as a military advisor by the Pilgrims, his role? To offer guidance on matters of defense. One can only imagine the tales Standish must have shared with the Pilgrims, stories of battles fought, strategies employed, and lessons learned on the battlefield. And so, Standish, the military man from the Low Countries, found himself in a new role, preparing to embark on a journey that would change the course of history. This military background would play a crucial role in his future endeavors in the Plymouth colony. In 1620, Myles Standish and his wife Rose embarked on a journey that would change the course of their lives. Picture this: an English military officer and his spouse setting sail for a new world, their hearts filled with hope and trepidation. Their initial vessel, the Speedwell, proved untrustworthy, its hull leaking like a sieve. But Standish and his fellow pilgrims were undeterred. They crowded onto the Mayflower, a ship that would become a symbol of their resilience and determination. The voyage was not without its trials. Imagine the cramped quarters, the relentless rocking of the sea, the uncertainty of their destination. Yet, they persevered, their eyes set firmly on the promise of a new beginning. They had intended to land in northern Virginia, but fate had other plans. Instead, they found themselves near Cape Cod. It was not what they had planned, but it was a land full of potential. Now you might wonder, why didn't they simply continue on to Virginia? Well, after a long and arduous journey, they were in no state to be choosy. The harsh New England winter was fast approaching, and they needed to establish a settlement quickly. So they made a decision that would alter the course of history. They decided to stay, to make this unfamiliar territory their home. And so they stepped off the Mayflower and onto the shores of what would eventually become Plymouth colony. It wasn't easy. The cold was biting, the land was strange, and they were far from the comforts of their homeland. But they were not alone. They had each other, and they had Myles Standish, their military advisor, their protector, their beacon in this brave new world. This was the beginning of a new chapter in Standish's life, one that would leave an indelible mark on American history. Standish's journey on the Mayflower was more than just a voyage across the Atlantic. It was the first step in a journey that would shape a nation. And what a journey it was. Upon settling in Plymouth colony, Myles Standish took on a role that would define his legacy. This English military officer, fresh off the Mayflower, was elected as the first commander of the Plymouth Colony Militia, a position that would test his mettle and shape the course of this new world settlement. Standish's roles were as varied as the colony's needs. He served as an agent, negotiating with Native American tribes and other colonies. He was the assistant governor, helping to steer the administrative ship of the fledgling settlement. And he was the treasurer, managing the colony's finances in a time when every penny mattered. His influence was pervasive, his hand in many aspects of the colony's survival. But it was his military tactics that marked him as a man of his time. Standish was a believer in preemptive action. He didn't wait for threats to materialize. He took the fight to them. This approach led him to lead attacks against Native Americans, actions that stirred controversy within the colony. Some viewed his tactics as necessary for their survival, while others saw them as overly aggressive and detrimental to potential alliances. Among his notable military ventures was a failed expedition against French troops in Penobscot. Despite the outcome, this mission underscored Standish's willingness to confront threats head-on, a trait that, for better or worse, characterized his tenure as commander. Standish's leadership and his approach to defense were not without contention. Yet it's undeniable that his actions were instrumental in the establishment and defense of Plymouth Colony. His preemptive tactics, while controversial, helped to secure the colony's place in an uncertain new world. In the 1640s, after years of military and administrative service, Myles Standish embarked on a different path. He decided to trade his sword for a plow, his armor for overalls, his battlefield for the fertile fields of Duxbury, Massachusetts. This was a stark contrast to his earlier life, but he embraced it with the same fervor he had shown on the battlefield. Standish's decision to become a farmer might seem like a departure from his previous roles, but it was a continuation of his enduring commitment to the prosperity of Plymouth Colony. He understood that a thriving community needed more than just defense, it needed sustenance, and so he turned to the land to provide for his people. Despite his new agricultural pursuits, Standish didn't completely hang up his military boots. He continued to serve as the nominal commander of the Pilgrim military forces. He maintained a watchful eye, ready to defend his community if the need arose. His dedication to the colony never wavered, even as he transitioned into this new phase of his life. As the years passed, Standish grew older and his strength began to fade. Yet, his spirit remained unbroken. On October 3, 1656, Standish closed his eyes for the final time at the age of 72. His cause of death being strangulion or strangury, a condition often associated with kidney stones or bladder cancer. He was laid to rest in Duxbury's old burying ground, now known as the Myles Standish Cemetery. His journey had been long, filled with battles, voyages, and farming, but it was a life lived to the fullest. From a military officer to a farmer, Standish's life was a testament to adaptability and resilience in the face of new challenges. His story is a reminder that it's never too late to start anew, to find new purpose, and to contribute to the world in different ways. Standish may have left the battlefield, but his legacy lived on in the fields of Duxbury, in the hearts of his people, and in the pages of history. Myles Standish's life was a tapestry of military feats, administrative roles, and farming endeavors. But what is his legacy today? Standish, in many ways, was the quintessential pioneer. His life was emblematic of the trials and triumphs of the early settlers in America. His role in shaping the Plymouth colony was pivotal, and his influence has reverberated through the centuries. Standish's military prowess was legendary, and his preemptive strike mentality was a key factor in the survival of the Plymouth colony. He was a man of action, known for his decisive and often unorthodox methods. While his tactics were sometimes controversial, they were undeniably effective. Standish's legacy in this regard is a testament to the harsh realities of life in the New World. In addition to his military exploits, Standish also played a crucial role in the administration of the Plymouth colony. He served as an agent, assistant governor, and treasurer, showcasing his versatility and dedication to the welfare of the colony. His administrative acumen helped ensure the stability and growth of Plymouth colony, further solidifying his place in the annals of American history. Standish's later life as a farmer in Duxbury, Massachusetts, is perhaps his most relatable legacy. It is a reminder that even the most formidable figures in history were, at their core, ordinary people with everyday lives. Standish's transition from soldier to farmer underscores the adaptability and resilience that characterized the early American settlers. The legacy of Myles Standish is far-reaching and multifaceted. He was a man of many roles, a soldier, an administrator, and a farmer. His life story is a rich tapestry that provides a window into the early years of American history. Standish's legacy is a testament to the strength, courage, and tenacity of the early American settlers, and his influence continues to shape our understanding of this pivotal period in history. And with that, we conclude this entry into the Pantheon. Thank you for watching.